Hey everybody, thank you for tuning in to another exciting episode of This Week in Real Estate. So thank you for tuning in this week. So kind of what's been going on this week, it's kind of the really hectic part of kind of the busy season, if you will. So we're wrapping a lot of things up that has been in process over the last 30 to 45 days, which is kind of funny because I get a lot of people that ask, you know, hey, how are you doing business-wise and things like that? And my stock answer is like, well, I'll let you know in like a month or two, because what I'm doing today actually doesn't get wrapped up again for another 30 or 45 days. So that's what's been happening this week, trying to maintain all the transactions that are going on all at once. And then, as you'll see in the coming up section, is that we're getting to the finish line on quite a few of them. So it's a nice little week here. So to the market report real quickly, again, very similar numbers from the previous week. So Delaware County has 138 active listings with 194 pending, and then Randolph County was almost exactly the same, with Randolph County having 31 active listings and 41 pending listings. And it's not like it's the same houses within those numbers. It's just that, you know, new houses are coming up and then they're going pending, and then the ones that are pending are getting closed. So there is movement there. It's just they're maintaining almost that same level of activity. So yeah, so there's that. On to the good, the bad, and the ugly. So again, the good would be things are wrapping up at this point. We have, you'll see in the coming up section again, everything that's getting to the finish line. So those are getting very close to being finished up. I had, thankfully, another first right of refusal workout for a buyer. So those are kind of hard to get through these days, just because the market is so well, doing so well. And basically it's saying to a seller, hey, we would love to buy your home under these terms, and but we have to sell our house first. And so that may or may not be on the market yet. And some sellers, if they get multiple offers, which a lot do these days, they're really not going to take the chance of your home not selling or making it contingent upon your home selling, things like that. But I've had two work out here in the last month, so awesome. I'm ready for those families to get where they want to be. So super excited about that. Some other local activity is I had a new listing on Main Street that went pending in a couple days. So that one's just starting their process. And I'm trying to think of anything else other than that one. That was basically the only new activity going pending this week. Now, I've been out showing some homes. We got beat out on an offer and things like that. So still out, you know, doing that on a daily basis. So on a personal note, the good, this was kind of the birthday weekend, which I normally don't do anything for my birthday per se, and just so happens this weekend fell on a concert for Dave Matthews Band there in Noblesville or Indy, Deer Creek or Ruoff, whatever you want to call it. So that was an awesome time. I have not been in a crowd that large in quite some time, so that was a little different feeling, but it was good. It was good to everybody just had a great time there too. You know, I've been to concerts there before where things kind of get out of hand between just some people now and then, but I mean, it was great. Everybody was having fun. They were happy to be there. Just a great experience. And yeah, so that was very fun. And then Rachel made my birthday cake again this year, and it was I'll call it triple lemon cake, I guess, because there was lemon in like every level of that process, which that's my go-to, I guess, flavor, if you will. So that's awesome. And then also got a little time to go fishing with Solomon, and then my father-in-law and my nephew, and that was a hoot. So Solomon was hilarious the entire time, and so that was always entertaining, but it was also great that we were able to catch things, which makes Solomon happy that he's not spending and hours on end not catching anything. And with a 4-year-old, I think you understand why that's a good thing, where the activity is high and fish are being caught. So that was fun. Probably caught my biggest, no, not probably, I did catch my biggest fish of my life, and that was fun. So It was surprising and fun and got them in, and I did let that one go to live another day so somebody else can have the same experience. So that was awesome. The bads, so nothing terrible this week. Nothing, knock on wood, has been falling apart or anything, like sometimes it happens. But we did receive for our sellers a couple inspection responses from the buyer that, in my opinion, now I'm biased because I am representing the seller, they were rather ticky-tacky, and everybody's different when they go to purchase their home, and some expect this just top of the line, nothing wrong with the home, but I'm here to tell you every home has its issues, and even new constructions, when they do their final inspections, you know, there are things that may not be done right. So even a brand new home, there may be an issue here or there. Now we're dealing with homes that are 50, 60, 70 years old, so there's obviously going to be stuff that may be out of date, maybe no longer up to the current building codes, things like that. And I try to prep my buying clients to say, look, you know, there are going to be things that are wrong with this home, and it's going to be your decision to kind of see what's important to you and what to ask for the seller to fix or repair. The last couple of mine, again, they were rather specific, like there was a closet door that didn't shut. I understand you want your closet doors to shut, but in the grand scheme of things, is that going to be a determining factor if you buy the house? And that's what it's kind of coming down to with a couple of them. And our sellers are responding, I think, quite well with, hey, we'll fix these 4 items, we're not going to fix these other 2, things like that. So if that's a bad thing to mention, I guess that's bad. And on both of those that I'm thinking of personally, we're just going back and forth. It's another point of negotiation, getting through the inspection process. So that would be, I guess, the bad part of the week. The ugly, nothing ugly, although I was in a home yesterday, and I don't know anything about the family situation or anything like that, but what I would imagine happened is mom and dad, elderly, moved out or passed away, and the home was shut and not open for some time. So there were some levels of growth on the walls and floors and things like that, and evidence of maybe some animals getting in, you know. So I guess that would be the ugly, and we run across that sometimes, where sometimes families just block the door and, you know, kind of put it out of their mind, and then at some point, you know, they're going to have to deal with it, and then that's when we step in, and it can get, you know, the property can get ugly in that amount of time, if you can imagine. So on to Cooking Corner with Curtis. So as I mentioned before, Rachel's cake that she made me for my birthday was awesome. So that was a surprise. I had no part in that, and so the cake was made with a lemon cake and had lemon pudding in it. The icing was lemon, and then it was, well, I'll throw a picture up. The outside of it had the Oreo lemon, and there were the thin variety cookies as well. So it was pretty awesome. I also mentioned last week, as we came home from the fair, that we didn't get anything crazy there as far as desserts and deep fried stuff, and that I may try to do that at home, and I did, with mixed results. So we deep fried some Oreos, some regular Oreos, and I thought those were pretty well, went really well. And then, and I knew better, I went ahead and did it anyway. I tried to deep fry a couple Reese cups, and you probably really need to freeze those first, and I didn't, and then they kind of exploded in the deep fryer. Not exploded like whatever, but they all leaked out, and had to change the oil and stuff like that. So I knew that was kind of going to happen, but I wanted to try it anyway, so be it. And then tonight we are having a fish fry from our fishing escapades from last week, so that'll be fun. And then I'm going to mention something that I'll probably mention on every video up until the date. I am in charge of organizing the Farmland Chili Cook-Off, which is coming up on October the 2nd. I have a list of, restaurants that I'll be visiting, because I want restaurant teams, I want social activity teams. So it could be a church group, could be a school group, things like that, to come out. Obviously individual and their sous chefs, if you will, are all welcome. I really want to make this one a big deal and get tons of people out there cooking, and then tons of people in attendance as well, because right after the chili cook-off portion, we also do a pie auction, and we usually have 50 to 60 pies to auction off. And Rachel, if you're watching, I signed you up for a pie. Sorry. I'll make one too, but we're donating 2 of ours, and then maybe I can get my dad to make his apple dumplings. We'll see. But anyway, I'm going to beat that drum every week because I really want to have a great crowd out there. And then I know with COVID in the news still and things kind of going up or whatever, this is an outside event, and so I think we'll be fine even if there are certain parameters put into place by local or state or federal governments. Again, most of it's outside anyway. So mark your calendars, October 2nd. Please reach out if you do want to cook with us. I've done it for the last, not last year, we canceled. I've done it for the last 5 or 6 years and really enjoyed it, really fun. So that's it. Coming up, so let me move my notes up. Coming up, the closings that are on schedule, like I mentioned before, they're all kind of hitting. So we're closing a property from Gaston, or in Gaston, tomorrow, and we'll be closing one of the Main Street homes here in Farmland on Monday, and then we're trying to schedule another one for Church Street in Farmland next week, and then possibly Carl Street in Winchester. So that's kind of what we've seen over the last couple days trying to get scheduled. So that's coming up. That'll be fun. I do have a couple BPOs, broker price opinions, coming up as well, and then a few more listing appointments. I have a commercial property kind of working on pulling together numbers, and then some other things kind of in the works as well. So that's what's coming up. So once again, very full week, expecting another very full week, and just staying pretty well busy. So thank you for tuning in and hanging out with me for about 12.5 minutes here. Truly appreciate that. And then again, chili questions or any real estate questions, please reach out, either comment here or just reach out to me directly. So I will see you next time.